Hello everyone and welcome back to the Project Triangle Strategy demo. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and I'm excited to be doing another episode of this, especially after the last one wound up clocking in at an hour and a half. This game is awesome. I'm very, very impressed with what is only a demo. So there's a lot to do. There's a number of events to look at here. I don't know how much more content we can expect out of this. Maybe at least one more battle, maybe more. I have no idea. But let's see what's going on with some of these side events here. Get a better view of what's happening in the world. And then we'll see if there's more combat awaiting us. So Lord Silvio Tellior, head of one of Glenbrook's 3 high houses, ponders what the future holds for his domain. Or domain, I guess it is, but like, it's basically pronounced like domain. Much like Gaol, G-A-O-L, is pronounced jail. Which, that one I knew because of Bloodborne, haha. If you guys have been playing this game, please let me know in the comments, like, obviously the whole thing's not going to be out for quite a long time, but I think this demo alone is worthy of playing.
Whatever is House Tellior to do, with King Regna gone, we must find a way to preserve ourselves. Landroy, that proud fool, will no doubt fight to the bitter end. But House Fawkes alone is no match for the Grand Duchy.
Gotta band together. 3 houses against the Grand Duchy, it could work.
Yet if House Wolford were to fight at their side...
They
say Prince Roland is in Wolford's charge. If this is true, there's a good chance they will join the fray. Or will they? The Wolfords may choose to ransom the prince to Esfrost in return for amnesty for their own domain.
Yeah, okay, that's not happening.
If it comes to that, Esfrost will either kill the prince and princess, or use them as their pawns, and Glenbrook will fall.
We know they're planning on using the
Bending
princess as a
knee to
figurehead.
Esfrost may be our only hope if we are to live to see tomorrow.
I mean, like, you could, but consider fighting. Okay, so that's one. I guess this is going to be a glimpse into, yeah, each town, I guess, or each, like, high family or whatever. Lord Landroy Fawkes, King Regna's loyal bannerman since the days of the Salt Iron War, receives the news of his liege's grim fate. This is the guy that we saw before, I believe. The one that was like, "We charge immediately!" And his guard was like, "Sir, that's suicide."
Your Grace, House Fawkes has failed you. I have failed you.
Yep, same guy. Okay.
High House, damn it all! When you needed us most, we were not there to answer the call.
Look at these settings, man. Like, God, you can tell that this is something that's probably going to be used as a battle map at some point, and it just looks so good.
How did we not see what they were plotting? How did we not know to go to your aid?
I can't believe there's another strategy game coming out.
Cursing
Another
our
tactics
fate will
game.
not bring you back to us. We must focus our efforts on the one who might yet save Glenbrook from downfall. We must protect Prince Roland with our lives.
I like Landroy's voice actor. He's got some chutzpah behind his words. I really, really like that we have these little asides that give us just looks into what's going on in the rest of the world as this story is developing. Because, like, in Final Fantasy Tactics, you had a situation where, like, you would see that stuff, but it was all in, like, just text log-based rumors at the end. And there was a lot of really important world building that you needed to read to get a full understanding of what was happening in the overall world that was driving the plot as it pertained to your characters. But, like, especially like playing it as a kid, There was no way. There was no way. Even in Tactics Ogre, similar type thing, you either had to read the Warren report, where you would see all sorts of different stuff about different events going on, or just happen across them going to various towns and stuff at the right point in the game. And it was like, how does this help me? Here, we know there's a story event happening, and we get to see it, and it's animated, voice acted. Like, that's good. This guy's got like a 6 head not over here. Holy moly.
What is it this time, Booker?
We've just received word that S. Frost has launched a surprise invasion of Glenbrook. Whiteholm burns as we speak.
Oh yeah, I need to be looking. I keep forgetting that I can look at the art for these characters. Attendant to the End of Family, Booker Paynorth.
What's this?
Sorcely. Saintly 7, Guardian of Salt, Sorcely Enda. Got it.
The Crown City has fallen. King Regna was beheaded, and it is said Crown Prince Franny also perished in the fray. Prince Roland has fled to the domain of House Wolfort, with the Grand Duchy's army in close pursuit.
Goddess forbid. What could the Archduke be plotting? And what did the others think of the matter? At any rate, I must speak with His Holiness at once.
Minister, if I may assuage you, I propose that perhaps this situation may yet play to House N's benefit.
Our benefit, you say? Indeed. Indeed, you may have the right of it. My dear Booker, whatever would House N do without you?
Well, he's probably going to try and take over by offing you at some point, so...
Send a raven to His Holiness. Tell him that his faithful servant Sorcely would humbly beg an audience.
At once, Master.
Okay. So we've got people plotting and planning and figuring out things to do based on the fact that an entire kingdom was just subverted in like a day. As any good JRPG will start off with. Because make no mistake, a tactics strategy RPG this may be, but no less of a JRPG does this make it. Okay, having made their escape by boat, Serenoa and his retinue finally make their way back to the House Wolfort domain. But what awaits them there? Let's find out! Hopefully a kick-ass battle, because I want more of that strategy tactics combat. That was...
Lord Serenoa, it is good to be home.
I didn't mean to skip past that. I didn't realize hitting R would fast forward it that aggressively.
Castle Wolfort is the most impregnable stronghold in all the kingdom. You will be safe here, Your Highness.
Thank you. I can only hope Father and Sir Maxwell are safe as well.
First one, definitely not. Second one, maybe?
Benedict, there is news.
Anna, who's like our single greatest damage dealer. She's awesome.
What's the matter, Benedict? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Your Highness, my lord, pray try to remain calm. His Grace was beheaded at the Crown City not bells ago.
Father. No. Say it is not so.
Roland.
I can only imagine what you're feeling now, Your Highness. But I fear we have not the luxury of grieving. As the last living heir to the throne, there is no doubt that the Archduke will target you next.
We're probably going to be under siege here at the castle.
Indeed. We must move quickly. I would seek Father's counsel.
Oh, I didn't realize our father was actually still alive. Very well.
About Lord Simone.
Maybe he's not.
Huh? What is it? Has something befallen Father?
He's dreadfully ill. Oh, literally. Oh my god.
Father!
This, okay. This is like almost a shot-for-shot recreation of a scene in Final Fantasy Tactics. I won't spoil it, because I am going to play it on the channel at some point here. But this will be a familiar scene to anyone who sees this video and then sees that Let's Play when it happens.
Lord Simon, what is the meaning of this?
He collapsed when he heard the news from the Crown City, and has not opened his eyes since.
You must be mad. The man was stronger than an ox.
We cannot afford to lose Lord Simon. Not now, of all times.
Father! Be strong, Father. This realm still needs you.
Unless he was getting poisoned or something. Yeah, like, why would he just...
I still need you. Father. Father.
Serenoa.
Is there any chance he will recover?
Our healers are doing everything they can, but none can say.
Very well.
I feel like this is a meta-critique. Hold on.
Do not give up hope, Serenoa. The malady will not take your father easily.
I feel like, especially if there's no option to play in the original Japanese, which maybe there will be, I don't know if there was an Octopath Traveler, to preserve the drama and like the immersion of these scenes, they've got to do something about Serenoa's voice. It's not great. And like, I'm pretty charitable when it comes to that type of thing, but he's just so flat. Like, I'm not going to say I could do better or anything like that, but like, even just you compare it to some of the other voice actors, some of the other characters here sound way more invested and like they care more about what's happening, whereas Serenoa is like, Father. Father. Please, Father. Father. It's like, ugh, it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Forgive me, Roland. I can only imagine what you feel now.
I must stay strong. I cannot allow Father's death to be in vain. You too must remain composed. For Lord Simon. And for those who now look to you for guidance in his stead.
Yeah, like Roland's VA, I think, is pretty good. He has proper inflection. There's emotion in what he's saying.
I will try.
Pardon me,
Yeah.
Lord. I come bearing a message.
Even the soldiers are better.
The scout we had sent in search of Sir Maxwell returned with this.
Ooh, boy.
Sir Maxwell's mask.
Reports have it that it was found near Whiteholm Bridge.
Blood. No. It cannot be.
This mask was all that was found, you say?
The bridge was all but overflowing with the bodies of the fallen. It was not possible to ascertain all of their identities. And the swift course of the river thwarted any efforts to search further.
I see. Thank you for the report. Get some rest. You have earned it.
Yes, my lord.
Sir Maxwell. You too abandon me now?
Oh.
Oh. Man. Yeah, I don't know about Serenoa, man. I'm not going to keep ragging on about it, but yeah. Those couple of scenes really kind of hammered it home for me. I was already feeling it a little. But anyway, moving on.
At Gustadolf's command, Esfrost musters its forces at Whiteholm Castle and commences a march on the Wolfort domain. Their aim, to seize in their clutches Prince Roland, the unwilling heir to Glenbrook's throne.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Okay. Any other little events or anything happening here? It's cool that it, like, zoops us back out to the map and kind of, like... I can only imagine as time goes by how we'll see things like this. Like, this is our little army marker. We can see that the enemy's coming from there. I guess there's really not much else we can do at the moment. Yeah, alright. Well, let's get in there. I'm really curious to see if we have... Like, we obviously have a class system, because each character has a class, but...
My lord, the Frosty army advances on us as we speak.
I'm excited to see if we can swap characters around in classes. We did have some stuff like that in Octopath Traveler, so I'm hoping we will here. It's a system I feel like is much more... important, I suppose, in the grand scheme of a tactics game more than a more traditional RPG.
A missive has arrived from Lord Gustadolf. It says they will stand down on the condition that we surrender Prince Roland to them at once.
Mm-hmm.
Not much time before they're on our doorstep, my lord.
Word has it that General Avlora herself heads the vanguard.
Gustadolf's not taking any chances. The scheming bastard.
Summon the War Council at once. We must take swift action.
Okay. Okay. I have a feeling I have an idea of what might happen here. From a gameplay perspective, specifically.
You cannot be serious about this.
It's all right, Frederica.
Please continue, Benedict.
Thank you. Once more, I would ask you plainly. Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Esfrost?
I say we refuse. We owe Sir Maxwell that much.
And also, you know, she's a official guard of, like, the king and the royal family. She's not going to just turn over the prince.
Precisely. Sir Maxwell entrusted us with keeping His Highness safe, and we accepted.
There's no place in the realm more sheltered by the terrain than this castle. He is safer here than anywhere. And yet, if the Archduke were to march on us with an army as great as the one that took the Crown City, or, heaven forbid, a greater one,
the natural fortifications of this land would work against us. Our shelter would become our jail.
So you propose that we just abandon him? That we sacrifice his life for our own protection?
Better my life than any of yours. This is my battle. I would not see the blood of my friends spilt in my name.
Yeah, but you don't get to make that choice.
That's where you're wrong. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown. You go to battle, we go with you. So it's always been.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we can't just shirk our duty the second things get a little rough. Otherwise, what's the point?
Enough. I will leave before I see your domain ravaged by fighting. It is the only way. Surely you see this, yes?
I refuse to believe sacrificing any of us is the correct path.
My lord, we cannot allow war to come to the Wolfort domain. Your highest priority must be to your loyal subjects.
Absolutely not, Benedict. Like, what are you talking about? You would have me render a decision here and now. The more I ponder, the more the answer escapes me. There's a case to be made. I mean, there is a case to be made for either course of action. Of course. That's why we're debating it. But at the end of the day, it would go against the honor and the purpose of the house to even actually consider giving over the prince. Like, you cannot do that.
There is a case to be made for either course of action.
As the master of this domain, you and no other must decide how we proceed.
I understand that, Benedict. Prepare the scales of conviction.
Oh?
I would hear everyone's thoughts on the matter.
Prepare the scales of conviction. That's something that they talked about in the trailer. I didn't think it was an actual, like, physical object. I thought it was just a game mechanic. Interesting. We'll see what it actually entails here, of course, but... Oh. Okay, do we have any other events going on? Looks like this might be the only one. Oh, I love the reflection. You can see, like, as we move around the map, the reflection on the water. That's super nice. Wow. Alright, what do we got going on here? A shamaness with the power to harness the elements wanders Glenbrook's countryside, that she might bring succor to those suffering from drought and famine. Interesting. Of course, you have to do all the side things before you go into the main story. Like, you can't just neglect it. Come on.
The sun's a harsh mistress, ain't she? If she sticks around much longer, my fields are apt to wither from the attention. I'd give my firstborn for a drop of rain.
Aye, and it ain't just the crops what are worse for wear. I'd cry over a lot, but naught but dust would pour from my eyes.
How pitiless, the caprices of nature. What grudge do the heavens bear to make the poor souls who tend the land suffer so? I would be remiss to let such suffering continue. If fate will show you no mercy, then I shall. You begged for even a single drop of rain. I shall give you more. Behold as I flood this desiccated land with nourishment.
Okay, big words.
What's that the lady said? I believe she means to pull rain from a cloudless sky.
Ha! I'd have more luck getting milk from a bull.
You must tell me if you do. We were in sore need of a miracle.
A pleasure as always to see you, Lord. You've come just in time. This lass is about to put on a show.
I am called Dizana.
We're just here? I feel like we have better things to be doing.
Allow me to banish the sun's cruel rays from your domain, that your people may see a measure of succor.
Banish the sun? I wasn't aware it was in the habit of taking orders.
Well, there you go.
Will slap my ass like I was just born. Rain! Honest to goodness, rain!
How did... I've never witnessed a miracle like this.
Well, alright then.
Izana, was it? On behalf of my people, allow me to express to you my deepest gratitude.
Are we going to get to recruit this powerful shaman?
There is no need for such formalities. I seek only to alleviate the suffering of the downtrodden in any way I can.
Well, about that.
It's not too bold of me to ask.
Aha!
In need of a humble shaman within your ranks?
Always.
It would be an honor to serve you, my lord. Tales of House Wolfort's magnanimity have reached even my remote village.
We would welcome you with open arms, and the honor would be entirely ours. Doubtless we will have occasion to call upon your talents sooner rather than later.
Cool. I'm all in on that. I wonder if the character that we got there would change depending on the couple of decision points that we made. Inspired by your deeply held convictions, Izana has joined your cause. Her skills will serve you well in battle, as her prayers can alter the weather itself, as well as summon lightning that will travel through water. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if we've seen a few elemental effects on the ground already. I wonder if we're going for a divinity type route here. Divinity here meaning Divinity Original Sin. I've played DOS 2 a lot, and using terrain effects to your advantage was always a huge, huge part of finding success in battle. So maybe that's something we're going to see playing out here. Here, can we take a look at her? Here we go. Azana the Shaman. Rite of Lightning, Blessing of Lightning, and Rite of Rain. Deal lightning damage to an enemy and have a chance to paralyze them for 2 turns. Effect spreads on water. Okay. Passive skill, raise your lightning resistance while lowering your wind resistance. And summon a rainstorm. Fires will be extinguished and certain terrain types will be inundated with water. Interesting. Okay, so like, it would take a few turns to set up. Like, you would have to spend a little bit of time letting her build up TP or give her some somehow. But once you did, you could, like, turn 1, quote-unquote, Rite of Rain, fill an area with water, and then turn 2, Rite of Lightning, nuke an area, and potentially have it spread pretty far. That's cool. I like that. Oh, and then, yeah, if you got water, then maybe we could freeze it, too. Wait, what is this? Restore 1 TP at the start of your turn when sending... Oh, interesting. Okay. So we can take our Ice Mage and, like, make some ice with him, slap him on that tile, and then if we can maintain the ice on that tile, he can just be getting 2 TP a turn and just start hucking free spells around. That could be pretty cool. Okay. Alright. There's so much on offer in this demo, man. As the Ace Frosty army continues its inexorable march on Castle Wolford, Serenoa and his retinue discuss the best path forward. This is where the scales are going to come into play? I'm guessing it is. I hope it is.
I will give the signal when it is time to cast your vote. I ask each of you to weigh the matter carefully till then.
Very well, my lord. To our own councils we go.
Their hearts are divided, but a compelling argument may yet change some minds. To sway them, I will need more information. Perhaps I should ask around town. Going out, my lord. Yes, I would hear the wisdom of my people. Interesting. Understood, my lord. When your work is done, pray speak to me once more. I will do just that. Thank you. Let me investigate some more, then return when I have knowledge that might sway minds. Voting. The path of the story will be determined by the consensus of your party as played out through voting scenes. Each of your allies will cast their vote according to his or her own convictions. As the player, you may cast a single vote, but you will be bound to the decision of the majority. Interesting. Okay. Furthermore, before voting commences, you may speak to others to persuade them to change their mind. Whether or not your attempt at persuasion succeeded, however, will not be known for sure until the votes are cast. Oh, this is cool. The key to successful persuasion is gathering the necessary information beforehand. Head into town and see what knowledge you may glean from the people. Oh, look at this. So we have 4 people, including our spy. Interesting. I guess that makes sense, actually. Who are on the side of hand over Prince Roland. We have 2 who are against, 1 undecided. Interesting. A terror like none other came over me when I saw the state in which you returned, my lord. Well, thank you for your concern. Oh, come on, up the stairs, you. I guess there's no one here for us to talk to. Very well. The Salt Iron War had just broken out in earnest when Ace Frost's foundries began producing arms and armor forged of iron, the likes of which we'd never seen. 'Twas a great boon to an already impressive army. Ere long, they brought destruction to every corner of the realm. As I hear it, the Ace Frosty army remains the most mighty on the continent. I pray that we are not about to relive that bloody age. Long have I heard rumors of secret traps that dot the Wolford domain. If the tales are to be believed, they serve to make quick work of any intruders, so I can't help but wonder, why keep such a valuable weapon so secret? Secret traps. It is hard to say what this might mean for us. They might well be employed to give us an advantage in battle, but at what cost to our own? Fair. Ah, we learned about Wolford's secret weapon. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Just the Lord of the Realm coming to take his taxes unknowingly from the pots and pans of the people. And this on the eve of a new age of harmony. What could the Archduke be thinking? Nobody in any of these houses, which is interesting. Running around the map here is a little drifty. I shudder to think there's a bounty on Prince Roland's head. The boy's always been a friend to the people. It says he's to be delivered alive. I'd wager they have no plans of executing him. At least not anytime soon. I should let the others know of this. Okay. HP recovery pellet. Is it true? Has Ace Frost attacked the Crown City? How could the High Houses have let this happen? Cool that there's no indicator. Ah, a house with someone in it. Cool that there's no indicator of, like, who we can talk to, right? So you just gotta go around and talk to people. Has the Crown City truly fallen? What madness is this? Mother's not herself today. Has something scary happened? Yeah, moving around the map is a little bit drifty. I feel like a little bit of work could be put into this, like, shifting around the map, especially because, like, it's so smooth in Octopath. Obviously, it's a different, like, 2D versus 3D plane that they're working with, but I had a mind to make my way to the capital, but the high road's blocked. What's the meaning of this, anyway? I've got mouths to feed at home. Well, you see, there's war afoot, and as such, the nobility just doesn't care. HP recovery pellet, very good. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything shiny in here. Any other information to glean? What about you, sir, lurking over here in the corner? Itinerant merchant. There's commotion in the capital, to be sure, but it'll all be over soon. The Dawn Spear will see to that. Aye, the sun won't set on Glenbrook till Sir Maxwell falls. As if that would ever happen. About that. Sir Maxwell laid down his life so that we might see another day. We must do all in our power to see that his noble sacrifice was not in vain. Yeah, exactly. Also, what is this? Can we... There we go. Large HP recovery. Alright. Well, it looks like that's all of the territory we can cover. We got 3 decent pieces of argumentation. Let's head back, shall we? Returning to the council chamber, my lord. Yes, indeedy. Alright. Our kingdom needs Prince Roland, now more than ever. He is to be protected above all others. Well, I mean... Do we need to persuade her? I should probably make clear, I'm on the side of protecting Prince Roland. I don't think we should be casting him off into the... whatever they're going to do with him. Yeah, no, I don't want to persuade her of that.
What do you need?
We stand no chance against an army that large. Releasing the Prince to Ace Frost is the logical decision. With all due respect to His Highness, the kingdom must come before his personal freedom. Well, okay, great, but, like, What kingdom is there going to be if all of the royal family is dead or under the thumb of the duchy? No way. We must protect Roland at all costs. It may take effort, but she can be swayed. Only a fool would pick a fight he cannot win. I do not take you for a fool. Oh. Oh! Okay, we unlocked a thing. They will see us as naught but pawns if we surrender Roland.
I don't know.
All the more reason to prepare for battle now while they are otherwise occupied. We may find their weakness yet.
Well...
I, too, wish we did not have to surrender Prince Roland, mind you. We must be thorough in times like these. Pray continue. I would hear your thoughts in more detail. Okay, yep, so we... and it tells us why we unlock stuff, too. That's nice. Truth be told, we have a plan. Or I have a plan. A hidden device that may give us the upper hand. I, too, have heard the rumors. And yet... I see where your heart lies, my lord. Let us hope that it leads us well. She appears indifferent to our plea. Oh, she's undecided now. Interesting. Men don't want to worry. Take what time you need to make up your mind. Interesting. Well, I mean, our betrothed knows what we want to do, and it seems like she's of the same mind. A peace built by forsaking our friends and countrymen in their time of greatest need is no peace at all. I know what I ask is not easy, but I pray we find a bloodless path out of this conflict. Alright, well, no need to persuade her. She wants what I want. Alright. The spy. This could be difficult. War with Ace Frost would mean House Wolfort's destruction. This much is clear. You lead House Wolfort in your Lord Father's stead. Your duty is to your land and its people. And what better way to ensure the safety of the land and its people by ensuring that the kingdom doesn't fall under the rule of another kingdom that inflicted bloody chaos upon the capital. We must protect Roland at all costs. Surrendering Roland is the only way to protect the domain. Surely you see that. Oh, interesting. We're missing... Interesting. Huh. What did we miss? We cannot yield to the enemy's every demand. Every demand. So you foresee this being the first of many. I agree that it is not ideal to submit in this instance, but what other options have we?
However,
as in all things, logic must guide our judgment. She's also undecided. Okay, we need to win someone over here to the whole protecting Prince Roland side. Is there anyone else, like, anything we can learn? I'm no fool, my lord. We stand as good a chance against Ace Frost's army as an egg against the castle walls. But we can't go offering up Prince Roland's head on a silver platter. Core, he's all that's left of our royal family. Maybe we should talk to everyone before we try to persuade anyone? There must be a way to avoid weighing my life against those of others. I trust we can find it.
Serenoa.
Decide what you will. I shall follow whatever judgment you pass. Okay. Suppose we decline. The Duchy's army will stop at nothing to take Prince Roland from us.
Lord Serenoa.
Allowing emotion to govern us in the moment will only cloud our judgment. Interesting. No, we are not voting yet. I have to wonder, maybe... Maybe we would have gotten a different option with her if we'd made different decisions elsewhere, right? Like maybe just because of the decisions we've already made, it would be impossible for us to persuade her here just because we wouldn't get access to the right options. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Well, I mean, let's try persuading the shield bearer. He was undecided to begin with, so these are dark days, lad. To think the time would come that we'd be weighing the fate of a prince and kingdom on the scales. We must protect Roland at all costs. It may take effort, but they can be swayed. We haven't successfully swayed anybody into our camp yet. We've just swayed people into being undecided. So, even Benedict said it lost this time, and I've never known the man to lack for ideas. Cool. Where does that leave us? Missing an option here as well. Interesting. So Maxwell and the king gave their lives, and for what?
You're onto something.
You'll not get any peace thinking like that. There's nothing any of us could have done. Besides, that's all the more reason to protect the prince. I know how you feel, I do.
Consider this.
Sword to my throat? I reckon we're outmanned. At least as it stands now. Do you truly believe we can come out on top of this? There must be a winning strategy here. Can't help you with that, lad. I don't give the orders, I just take them. Men will die, and our own may never be the same. Still, we can only do the best we can. What of keeping the people from harm? Have you given any thought about that? They are my responsibility, and I shall protect them. You're not alone on that measure, lad. I'm right here with you.
Tough spot we're in.
I'm no closer to an answer, but at least I know where your head and heart lie. He's been moved by our words, but he hasn't moved into our camp either. Interesting. Must protect Roland at all costs. I trust that you will make a reasoned decision, my lord. Aha! Okay, perhaps the battle is not as hopeless as one might think. The town's secret weapon.
Interesting indeed.
I must confess, I was not aware you knew of our domain's last resort. Forgive me. Nothing I have heard here has shaken my convictions. Have you any more to say in your favor? Roland must live that our land may yet flourish. Exactly. I 100% believe that. Yes. I cannot gainsay those words. If we are able to save Roland and protect our domain, you will hear no objections from me.
I am decided.
At any rate, I thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. I shall take them to heart. Benedict is deep in thought. He's undecided. Okay, that may be good. Maybe, okay. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe it's not so much about directly bringing them over to our side, because it did say that it wouldn't be clear what their decision would be until voting happened. So maybe the fact that we've got them to be undecided is a success, right? Because now they're out of the idea of handing him over. That might be the case. We must protect you at all costs. I will not allow my life to be weighed against those of the people. Ah, but what if... Have you forgotten Sir Maxwell's dying words?
Certainly.
Father taught that whoever rules is righteous, by virtue of their station alone. But now, though I weigh your words more heavily... Now, though, I weigh your words... This one got me stumbling. But now, though I weigh your words more heavily than most, I know not what is right.
However...
I appreciate you speaking your mind, but I have my own thoughts on the matter. After all, is it not best that I handle that which is easily settled by my word alone? But you see, there is a way by which we might still overcome our foes. You mean to say such a thing is available to us? Such a tactic would demand a sacrifice of your people, and against their will, no doubt. I can no longer discern what is right and wrong. I place my fate in your hands. Okay. We've made some impacts. I think we can go ahead and commence the vote. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
It is time to cast our votes.
The question before us. Do we surrender Prince Roland in accordance with Aesfrost's demands, or do we fight for his freedom? On this matter, I say... we must protect him at all costs. Absolutely.
Approach the scales of conviction.
I believe in you.
I put my faith in you as ever, my friend.
I believe I can decide this matter with confidence.
So?
You believe we can win, yes?
I agree.
You have my vote. Do not make me regret it. Sounds like it's going well. Interesting, some of them just drop stuff off without saying anything. I guess it's all the ones that we've persuaded that have something to say. I cast my lot with the young master. He's given me no reason to go doubting him now.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Hey, all right, we are in agreement, folks. Let's go.
The way forward is decided.
Our path is decided. We surrender Prince Roland to no one. The Ace Frosty shall get our blades between their ribs, and thank us for the honor. I'm in. Also, sorry for the Discord boo-whoop. Every time I think I've got the notifications muted, they still decide to come through for no discernible reason.
The judgment is made.
The scales tip, and our path is chosen. We must steel ourselves for the battle that lies ahead.
Very well. Then I will do all in my power to see that it proves the right one. I fight with you, my friend.
Prepare the defenses. We will hold our own against the army of Esfrost.
All right. This is going to be interesting. Now, we've got this secret weapon. How do we utilize that? Is it just like... maybe we don't even utilize it. Maybe it's just a matter of, like, there's stuff scattered around the battlefield and they'll step in it.
After consulting the scales and reaching a consensus, House Wolfort resolved to shelter Prince Roland.
I have to wonder, how different would this be? Like, would there just not be a battle here? Maybe there wouldn't be if we decided to hand Roland over.
Not long after, they find themselves besieged by an elite subset of Esfrost's forces. Commanding the Duchy's armies is none other than General of Laura, the deadly warrior who claimed the lives of Prince Franny and Sir Maxwell with her own hands.
Are we going to wind up fighting her, or are we just fighting her lackeys? Based on what we've seen of her before, she's not afraid of taking the field, so that could be a problem.
Pardon the intrusion, Your Grace. A raven's arrived from House Wolfort.
Concerning Prince Roland, no doubt? So they refused to relinquish him to us. How intriguing. They will remain loyal to the royal family even if it means their demise.
I mean, that is nominally what loyalty is supposed to be about.
Very well. Send a raven to General of Laura. Tell her to make for the Wolfort domain at once, and that she is to return with the prince, or not at all.
Yes, Your Grace.
I mean, if it's going to be a matter of you return with him or not at all, then I imagine she's definitely going to be taken to the field. So... oh, boy. This should be interesting. Oh, man, we have a bunch of little cutscenes and everything here. Very nice. Well... I mean, I don't know how much more we have, but it seems like this is a decent enough place to call it for now, rather than winding up, racking up another hour-and-a-half episode. Yeah, there is so much more meat to this demo than I was expecting, man. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, like, a quick 30-minute demo video. Perfect, that'll be great. We have like a whole mini game here. This is wild. So yeah, I think I'm going to call this one here, and when we return, we'll check out what these couple little side story pieces here are, and then I guess move on to a battle to protect Prince Roland. So until then, thank you all so much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this series or any of my other series, if you could shoot them a link, well, that'd just be swell. Also, again, I asked in the last episode, but in this one as well, if you've been playing this or just have been watching this and have some thoughts, share them in the comments. This is my bread and butter. Like, there hasn't been enough of a tactics presence on this channel for who I am as a person when it comes to games. So I'm so excited that there's a new, fully fledged tactics game from Square Enix that's so clearly inspired by so many of the classic games that I love. So I would be so happy to be able to talk about it with you guys, see who of you have played tactics games before, who of you is interested in them because of this title, who's planning on playing this, who's played the demo, what you think of everything that's happened so far. I want to hear all of it. So leave it in the comments. We'll have a good chat. But all of that said, I do hope you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now.